This is probably going to make some of you angry, and some of you it's going to scare. Waiting for the other frog to drop. There used to be 7 of them up there. They've been there a couple years. Anyway, I go places and I see things, and we're going to talk about immigration and pollution and the southern border of the United States and China, and we could talk about a lot of things. We can talk about Central America and South America, and we can talk about the changes to the air pollution standards, and I'll tell you what I see at night. At night, I see lots and lots of trucks full of stolen goods heading south. And lately, I've noticed there are hundreds more than usual every single night. Now, this may be upsetting to some of you who say, "Oh, don't blame Mexico." Well, I'm not blaming Mexico, but those of us who live on the border just kind of accept it as commonplace that down I-25 and I-35 in particular, there are a lot of vehicles headed down to Central America, and usually they're little pickups, but a lot of times they're little cars, mostly trucks. And what they do is the people pile these vehicles high, full of anything they can get their hands on, steal, usually bicycles and appliances and tires. Tires are a big commodity. You'd think they wouldn't be, but a lot of this stuff, it might be bought, but I watch what goes on. I see what goes on. I actually see them stealing them. And frequently they are, people just trying to get by, but don't tell me that people crossing the border just come up here trying to make a better life for themselves. Don't tell me that all of our immigration problems are just for people trying to make a better life for themselves. Because the reason why the jobs have gone south, or to China, or to other countries who are soon to be too polluted to breathe in, is because the governments of those countries do not practice strict pollution standards, especially for the air. And you cannot pollute the air in one part and not expect it to affect the entire planet. The economy is going down worldwide because of these big corporations who get around these rules any way they can. And the people in Mexico cross the border and come to the United States and work at jobs that used to be filled by people like me. And don't tell me that's not true, because right after NAFTA was passed, the entire company was moved to Monterrey, Mexico, because it was much more convenient than hiring people from Mexico. And the people that worked in my company were either Vietnamese or Mexican. And I heard my boss actually say, "Don't hire any more white women, they're too much trouble." You can be angry about what I say about what goes on with the massive amounts of vehicles and stolen goods going south, but it doesn't change the fact that it exists and that it goes on. The problem here is doing the math. Anybody that can do 5th grade math can understand all the jobs can't have moved to Mexico, and all the people in Mexico can't be coming here for the jobs. It's either one or the other. The fact is, the jobs here in the United States are disappearing, and that's why at night I see hundreds, and I mean literally hundreds more vehicles every single night heading south, because the jobs here don't exist like they did. And I don't just see the vehicles heading south like they used to, just to sell or resell in Central America or South America. I see them being piled up with more and more stolen goods. Like it or not, the fact is, that's what's going on. And like it or not, this is a worldwide problem. And like it or not, if you can do any kind of math beyond the 3rd grade, you can see this problem is going to come to a big, fat, scary head. And that is why there are the problems with the food supply, the water supply, and why the government is increasing its efforts to shut you up and keep you from telling people what you see.